The story begins by introducing Armin, a young professional full of ambition, energy, and dreams. He is eager to make a mark in his career and life, but from the very beginning, he feels a strange mix of excitement and frustration. Everywhere he looks, people around him are talking about their plans, their ideas, and their achievements. Social media is filled with constant updates of success stories, big announcements, and motivational speeches that seem to demand attention. Armin, however, is different. He believes in action over words, but this approach makes him feel invisible. He works quietly, learning, practicing, and improving his skills while others are busy telling the world how great they are. The contrast is jarring, and he often questions whether silent work can truly lead to recognition. This inner conflict is something many viewers can relate to, especially students, young professionals, and anyone who has ever felt overshadowed by louder, more outspoken peers. Armin's daily life is a mix of dedication and small struggles. He spends hours learning new techniques, working on small projects that may never be noticed, and refining his abilities in ways that are unseen. Yet every time he notices colleagues or friends boasting about their plans or temporary achievements, he feels a pang of self-doubt. Samir, a colleague who always talks about his big ideas but rarely follows through, becomes a constant reminder of the noise around him. Armin's mentor, an experienced professional who quietly observes, occasionally offers subtle guidance but never forces lessons upon him. These relationships create a natural tension in the story, emphasizing the main theme, letting work speak for itself. The audience starts to feel empathy for Armin, experiencing his frustration and hope as if it were their own. The narration style is calm yet emotional, allowing the audience to connect deeply with Armin's internal world. Small, reflective moments are woven throughout the section, Armin staring at his computer screen late at night, reviewing his progress, and silently celebrating minor victories no one else notices. Flashbacks show moments when he almost gave up, tempted by the thought that talking more loudly about his work might earn him attention faster. These glimpses of struggle are designed to trigger an emotional response from the audience. They feel the weight of patience, persistence, and the loneliness that often comes with silent effort. The story emphasizes that success is not immediate and that the path of quiet dedication can feel isolating, but it is powerful nonetheless. Conflict builds naturally as Armin continues to navigate this environment. He wants recognition, he wants to prove his value, but he resists the temptation to boast, understanding that actions speak louder than words. The story setup shows him at the crossroads of choice: succumb to the noise and seek external validation, or remain focused on work and trust that results will follow. By keeping the language simple, the audience can easily follow this conflict, feeling both the tension and the anticipation of what is to come. The section ends on a note of suspense and inspiration, highlighting the motivational power of patience, focus, and silent perseverance. The audience begins to wonder, will Armin's quiet efforts ever be rewarded, or will the world only notice those who shout the loudest? This question keeps viewers engaged, making them emotionally invested in the journey of silent hard work. By the end of this expanded section, all elements are clearly introduced: Armin, the main character, his mentor and colleagues, the storytelling style, the emotional tension, and the central theme. The story flows naturally from introduction to conflict, ensuring the audience is ready to experience Armin's transformation in the next section while feeling motivated to reflect on their own efforts and mindset. Armin's journey takes a turning point as the days and months of quiet effort start to show subtle but meaningful results. While others are still talking about their plans and intentions, he has been steadily building his skills, completing small projects, and improving in ways that are not immediately visible. His mentor, who has been observing him from the sidelines, begins to notice the steady progress and offers gentle words of encouragement. These small acknowledgments, though not loud or public, give Armin a quiet confidence that continues to fuel his determination. He understands that success is a process, not a sudden event, and this realization helps him focus even more on the work itself rather than on external recognition. The first real breakthrough comes when a critical project, which Armin has been handling behind the scenes, is noticed by senior management. His meticulous attention to detail, creativity, and dedication make the project not only succeed but also stand out in ways that cannot be ignored. Colleagues who once spoke the loudest about their own achievements are now taken aback by the quality and results of Armin's work. Samir, who was always vocal about his big ideas, watches silently as Armin's actions do what words never could. They speak volumes about his capability, discipline, and professionalism. This moment creates a strong emotional impact for the audience, as they experience the satisfaction of seeing patience and persistence rewarded. The storytelling emphasizes clarity and simplicity, showing step by step how small, consistent actions lead to meaningful change. The narrative captures Armin's emotions, the quiet joy of seeing his work recognized, the relief of finally feeling validated without having to shout or boast, and the pride in achieving results through his own effort. Viewers can easily relate to these feelings, as most people have experienced the struggle of being overlooked or underestimated. By portraying transformation in a realistic and relatable way, the story inspires the audience to embrace patience, focus, and silent dedication in their own lives. As Armin gains recognition, he also becomes a source of inspiration for others. His mentor expresses quiet admiration, Samir learns a valuable lesson about action versus talk, and his colleagues begin to see the power of consistent effort over empty promises. The story emphasizes the motivational power of leading by example and shows that true achievement often comes from the work itself, rather than from constant self-promotion. The emotional impact is reinforced as the audience feels the triumph of the quiet hero, experiencing hope, satisfaction, and motivation to emulate similar behaviors in their own journey. The story concludes with a reflective moral that leaves a lasting impression. Words are temporary, but consistent action creates results that cannot be ignored. Armin's journey teaches that staying focused, working diligently, and trusting the process is far more powerful than seeking validation through talk alone. His success is not loud or flashy, but it is lasting, meaningful, and deeply rewarding. The audience is left with a sense of empowerment and encouragement to apply the lesson in their own lives. Let your work do the talking, remain patient, and trust that consistent effort will lead to success. By ending on this note, the narrative reinforces the central theme, delivers a strong emotional impact, and motivates viewers to take action, making the story complete, satisfying, and truly inspirational.